Hey guys, what's up? This is coming to you from GNA today. So today I want to talk to you about you getting your concealed handgun license, or whatever your state calls it. Alright, I picked mine up a little bit over a year ago, and I'm very glad that I got this thing. And I want to talk to you about some reasons why I think you should get this. Okay, now in the state of Texas, to get your concealed handgun license, you first of all have to go through a concealed carry class. And there's people who offer those classes all over the place. And it depends on the individual about how much they charge for that class. I went to a class, I think my class was $80, but I've seen them as low as $50 and seen them as high as $150. But in some of those that are very expensive, they serve you lunch and do all that kind of stuff. And also in Texas, I believe before several years ago, you had to have 8 hours of total in-class and shooting time. I was under the new one, so it was 4 hours total that I had to do the class and do the shooting. Now, on top of taking the class, you also have to pay a state licensing fee in Texas, which in Texas right now it's $140, and I think if you're over 60, it's like $70. So the total investment on this, you're looking at anywhere, like for me, $80 for the class, $140 for the license fee, so we're looking at $220. So, you know, you can basically count on it being anywhere from $200 to $250 to $275 to get your concealed handgun license. Now, of course, also a part of that process is you have to have your fingerprints taken. So it's going to take that extra time to get your license, as well as having to go to find some place that does fingerprints. So for me to get my concealed handgun license, it took some effort. It really did. And it took some money. But what in life that's worth having is easy to get? There's not. If it's worth having, it's going to take some effort. And this is definitely one of those things that's worth the effort. And I put off getting this thing for a long time. And there were several reasons that I put off getting my license. Number one is I knew all the time that it was going to take. And yep, I had to just carve out time. But you know, you always say, well, I don't have time. Everything in life is that way. If we don't put something as a priority, there will never be time for it. If I decide I want something to be a priority, I say, okay, there's some other things that are less important than that. Those things get cut out, and I'm going to make time for this thing. The excuse that I don't have time is usually does not hold water, because most of the time it's the priorities are not set properly. The second main barrier I had to getting to this is I knew it was going to be a little chunk of change to be able to get that license, $200 to $250, and every time I thought about going ahead and starting the process of getting this, I thought, yeah, but with $250 I could buy me a new cheap little pistol or a new cheap little rifle. And that's what I always did, what I always thought, and I ended up just buying a new pistol or a new rifle and then putting it off for another 6 months. This thing is worth having, it's worth spending the time on, and it's also worth the money that I spent on this. Now, I want to talk to you about a few benefits that I have especially as a Texas concealed license holder. Number one, I get to carry a firearm into places that it's legal for me to carry it. Now, in Texas, and I don't know if this is a federal regulation, but in Texas we have what we call our 30.06, 30.06, and if you see a 30.06, it's illegal to carry into that place. And now, since it's January 2nd, 2016, in Texas, we had a new law go into effect yesterday, and now we have a 30.07, 30.07, which is the sign that does not allow me to open carry into a business or some building. And of course, all those signs have to be, they're very specific on the size of the letters, where they're posted, all that kind of stuff. But I do get to carry this pistol. And like I said, in Texas, now not only can I carry it concealed, but I can also carry it on my belt where everybody can see it. Now, there's a huge wide array of opinions on whether you should open carry or not. I'm of the opinion that I probably won't most of the time. In fact, rarely will I open carry. I just don't really see much of a reason to ever do that. because most of the time when I open carry, I'll be carrying into places where it might be kind of a gray area for that business, where if I walked in there open carrying, they may say, "Sir, you need to leave." But if I was just concealed carrying and I happened to print where you could see it, nobody's really going to care about that. And so to me, it's just for that and for several other reasons, most of the time I'm going to be concealed carrying. But I can open carry now, so that's a sweet thing. But the bad thing about it in Texas is I do have to have the CHL to be able to open carry. Now, another good benefit for me in Texas, I don't know how many other states have this. I know some do and some don't. But in Texas, with me having my CHL, they do not have to run a background check on me every time I buy a new firearm. I still have to fill out the 4473, but as soon as I finish filling that out, the FFL files that. They don't have to call in. I never have to worry about getting on a 3-day hang-up. I never have to worry about even the 10, 15, 20 minutes it takes them to call in. I fill out my 4473, I pay for it, and I'm out the door. Now, I saw this on Facebook, and I really liked it, and it's I've seen a lot of different variations of this, but it's a business card that people have that they give to businesses who have up their 30-06 signs or have up the signs with the gun with the slash through it. On top of the information that's included on this business card, whenever you have a sign like that shows the gun with the little slash through it, you're telling criminals that in this place of business there is a whole bunch of helpless victims. That's one of the biggest things, but I like what these type of cards say. For instance, it says, no guns, no money. So if they see that, they hand them that business card and you're out. But it says, as a Texas concealed handgun license holder, I have no felony convictions, have no drug-related convictions, have no mental defects or disabilities, have no Class B misdemeanor or higher convictions in at least the past 5 years, have passed NICS criminal background check. How much do you know about your other customers? If you don't have your CHL, or whatever your state calls it, if you keep putting off buying this for whatever reason, change your priorities. Make the time, set aside the money. Don't get a little bit of ammo. Don't get that next little pistol that you're looking at, and get that thing, because our freedoms are eroding away more and more and more. I feel like in Texas that my rights, my Second Amendment rights are expanding. Like I get to open carry now. And I feel like it's just expanding, but of course, like everything that happens in states today where a state decides that they want something, then Washington, D.C. goes in and they just completely eradicate that. As much as I can to take advantage of the rights that I'm given, I think we need to take advantage of those and use those rights, because our founding fathers wrote in the Second Amendment for a reason. And there's a lot of people today in Washington, D.C. and people who hate guns who just really wish that Second Amendment wasn't there. And some of them do it foolishly, ignorantly. Some of them do it because they know what they're doing, and they know if they get rid of the Second Amendment that basically they can do away with the way this country has run for the last 250 years. We've got to make sure that we do what we can to keep those rights and exercise your rights. If your state allows you to get a CHL, get it. Get that thing and use it. I'm glad I've got mine, and I hope I get to renew that thing till the day I die. This has been coming to you from GNA. Thanks for watching today.
2 shots. Stop. Shot. 2 shots. Wait for the quick. 2 shots. 2 shots. 2 shots.